shut up! God damn it! I'm not yelling.
Damn, flaky.
I thought I took those.
Okay, Boomer.
What's up, you boomers?
What up?
I
What
love
up?
that intro.
Isn't that just
Hell yeah.
pumps you up, just gets you
So
ready.
funny.
How you doing?
Chilling, man. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hell
It's good
yeah.
to see your face again, Mr. Nerds. How are you today?
Doing well. We went to the zoo today, which was cool. Yeah.
Is it the day today?
Yesterday
Yesterday.
was the little one's birthday. Had a super full day yesterday. Pretty much this whole week just doing staycation birthday stuff. But yeah, man, it's been good. And it's cool
Nice.
to actually be able to talk to Hawks like in person. You know, I know that there's
Hell yeah.
been some like text stuff, but it's yeah, it's cool, man.
Yeah, I always love connecting with new channels, new fans. What a day today, too. Like, I'm so hyped. I feel so lucky that like there's dope shit to talk about.
Yeah, for sure.
There is definitely some interesting stuff to talk about. Some interesting stuff happened yesterday. Some interesting stuff happened today, for sure. We got the announcement, which we're going to go over. Did you hear about that, Mr. Nerds?
Yeah, about the KOTOR.
Yes, very
Yeah.
excited for that. So that's definitely something we're going to talk about. I want to start, if you guys are cool with it. Actually, how did I line this up? Gosh, I don't even remember. Where did we start at? Are we starting with HasLab? No, we're starting with KOTOR. Let's start with KOTOR.
So what if I say I'm not okay with it?
Well, then we're just going to have to change everything, and maybe I should just move you into the top left corner. Okay.
I'm just kidding.
This is so hard sometimes, man. So yeah, KOTOR's coming back. Pretty big news. I thought it was kind of interesting. I mean, the internet exploded within, I think, 2 minutes of that happening. And more people were pissed off that it looked like a PlayStation exclusive than they were happy about KOTOR being remade. I don't know if you guys saw that. I was one of those people.
I saw in the Discord that it is for sure on PC.
Yes.
They immediately tweeted PlayStation and PC.
Yeah, that was a really smart move.
I don't know if they edited the original tweet or what, but
yeah, I don't think you can edit tweets because I've deleted so many.
yeah,
tweets
you're
of being
right.
Like, crap, I misspelled that.
yep. Oh my god. Right there with you, bro.
So I'm
Off
excited for it. Well,
Off topic. Can we? I will just acknowledge GraphWeb without fail every single time.
oh,
That comment without fail.
so he just
Without
runs
fail.
in to say that. He's just like, "Hey, what's up? Cancel Disney Plus." And then, like, nothing mean, nothing bad. He just rolls in. He's like, "Hey, by the way, cancel Disney Plus."
Very consistent.
I love
Very
it.
consistent.
Oh, it's great. It's good to see you, Graph. Good to see you.
You know what's crazy though? I've seen the cinematics, but I've never actually played through KOTOR all the way. When it first came
Same.
out, I played a few hours of it, you know, when I was younger, when it was on the Xbox or whatever. And then I actually got it later in life, like as a young adult, and I own it now. I've owned it for years and I haven't played it in its entirety. So this will be interesting for me. I'm going to play through the original so I can have something to compare, you know, because it's not a remaster, it's a remake.
It's a remake. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
a full
yeah,
remake,
yeah.
and they're gonna change the combat system as well. So it's not gonna be turn based.
I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
I was hoping that it wouldn't be like I don't want it to feel familiar as a MMO. I want them to try to push it to something different.
100%. Yeah, and if they're gonna do a remake, that'll be what they do. That's for sure.
Yeah. But the
Get off the
cinematics
stream right
are unreal. Like I go
Yeah.
back and watch. Lost track of the amount of times that I actually watched all of those. So
And then they did a remaster of the cinematics as well, and they put them in 8K at 60 frames a second. Oh,
Man.
unreal.
ooh, girl. So, anywho, yeah, we're super stoked about that. No dates or anything really yet. Combat in KOTOR was pretty bad. Yeah, trying to figure it out, man, especially like with it updated now. I tried to replay through it again, and I wasn't really enjoying it, but I'm starting to think I might have to do a full KOTOR 1 playthrough now at this point, just getting ready for this to come out.
Yeah, for sure.
I went back to it when. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go for it, man.
I was gonna say I went back to it, and I don't remember playing. I remember playing it when it came out briefly, but it was probably like a free trial or something like that. But it felt familiar, like a WoW, like a Warcraft type of MMO, and I'm okay with that being upgraded. But I want them to have like, I don't know, man. I have super high expectations. Probably not a good idea.
Yeah,
Yep.
dude, I think it's gonna slap.
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not in a
Ugh,
negative
I'm
camp
scared.
at all. I'm just curious.
I think
'Cause
I'm
so.
always scared.
My thing is like, so look, if you look at Final Fantasy VII, obviously a huge update from the way it looked and played on PS1 to like what you have on the PS4. But I know in terms of like games, you know, and I guess you could extend it into movies, but the whole idea of like a remake and a reboot kind of thing versus like a remaster, like Republic Commando being a remaster, really well received. And so it's hard because it's like I want to be with Hawks and X-Wing so much with like the like really excited, but it's granted I don't have much like equity in it to get
Right.
upset about anything, but it's I just know I see why a lot of fans are upset because of how things have turned out with certain things.
Yeah.
But it seems like the games have just almost been like this microcosm of Star Wars, and everything's, even with Battlefront, you know, the way things have been updated and improved. Like
Right.
I think there's a lot of hope for it.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, you're totally right. It is this kind of micro. I wouldn't even call it a micro. It's a macrocosm of like all these different people who really love the EU. And when it comes to like Darth Revan, all the different Sith from that era and the stuff that expands off of that, there's so much lore there. It's super lore intensive. And so for them to bring that back into the limelight, I think is huge because a lot of people are going to get re-exposed to some really awesome EU content that needs to get some attention, and maybe that kind of trickles up the ladder and people are like, oh man, people really love the Old Republic.
I think that's the plan.
Yeah,
I think that's the plan.
Swoter's still got a super big player base. People are still playing the heck out of that. So
yeah, and that's crazy to me. That's really cool. Like I know they're even this, I mean, this is a little unrelated, but like Empire at War even has a huge,
I still play
like, a huge following, and like the modding community for that is massive.
Yeah.
And so there's so many games that are like that in Star Wars.
Yeah, and the fact that Battlefront 2 got so many new players returning, and like returning players, and it blew up. Like people want a good Star Wars video game. Like the market's there. They just got to pull the trigger, and I don't want them to be afraid. I think the fact that they said it's a remake and that they're staying more true to the lore is like purposeful. Like they know how much people care about this stuff. And I'm with X-Wing, man. Like we as fans need to fall in love with this stuff. And if we do, we are going to get more stories. We'll get castings. We'll get our favorite actors playing these people in live action. Like it will happen. That, you know, it's Disney. They're going to go with the money. So I'm all about the Old Republic.
That's the thing. They are going to go where the money goes. And
full
I know,
send.
Yeah, full send for sure. And, you know, we've already gotten Revan characters back again in the figures, which is awesome. I want to see that. But there's so much more there. There's so much more there. And Revan's story is awesome. And just everything about that is so awesome.
So does this mean that it's going to be, everything's going to be canonized?
No.
Isn't everything already canon?
No, well,
because I mean, because if
the old stuff is,
because if they do canonize it, I mean, realistically, are they going to change things to fit it and to make it a linear timeline with everything? You know,
well, I mean, this is
and I know
4,000 years before friggin' episode 1.
Yeah, and it is detached, but it's. That is,
they're already telling the story before it. They're already telling the High Republic the story before it. So this is like classic Star Wars. They pick points in time and like tell big stories and then fill in everything in between. So yeah.
Look, I totally get where you're coming from, Mr. Nerds, the skepticism is real, and we've all felt it and we all feel it here and there. I don't think this is one that we need to be skeptical about.
Cool.
I don't. And this is more because A, this isn't like a Disney project. A. B, there is already so much going on with fans recreating KOTOR and Unreal Engine. I don't know if you've seen any of that stuff, but they're doing like a KOTOR movie. They've already hired voice actors and stuff like that. I mean, this little lady, she ain't got her paws anywhere near that thing, so don't worry about it. I think it's gonna be fine. I think it's gonna be fine.
And I don't want to rain on your parade or anything, but some of these Old Republic Sith were names of the battalions, so like it's canon, it's all canon, like connect it for me, put the pieces together.
100%.
I have a question for you guys, kind of two questions, but the first one, do you think they're going to stick to like a Fallen Order style, like single player only, or do you think they're going to embrace like an online model, some online component?
No, they already
like
have
a
that.
No Man's Sky.
I don't think so. Well, that's a serious rework. That's a seriously massive rework. And also, I don't want them to do that. I would much rather have them focus on a story-driven narrative experience than another MMO. Like, we have that with Star Wars The Old Republic. We have that.
I'm confusing the two games. That's how much of a boomer I am.
So, yeah, Knights of the Old Republic and Star Wars The Old Republic are different. Yeah. The Old Republic's like World of Warcraft, but you got a lightsaber. That's
for sure.
Yeah,
that's
pretty
the
much
Star Wars
like
I want.
Yeah. It's already there.
So a second question I have for you guys, I'm trying to look it up right now. I should have maybe come a little prepared. But has Lucasfilm Games done anything like recently? Because their logo is up front, and I don't know if that's just because of KOTOR, and it's like
Lucasfilm is, but Lucasfilm Games is not. So,
but Lucasfilm Games just did that announcement where like they're going to be, right? That just happened.
Their logo was in the...
Well, Lucasfilm is, but Lucasfilm Games was there.
Lucasfilm Games, and then Aspire, whatever the company is.
Did I miss that?
I mean,
because they're working on another game
or the announcement.
Rob,
they're working on another game with the people that did Assassin's Creed Odyssey and
Ubisoft?
Far Cry. Yes, Ubisoft, but the developers of those specific games. And no, there was an announcement recently about Lucasfilm Games coming back.
Yes.
Yes.
I found something.
Yes.
This is where the fun begins.
Exactly, dude. So there's more coming.
Okay.
I was surprised we didn't get those announcements or anything, but.
Well, look, the best thing that could have happened for us was EA losing its exclusivity. That was absolutely the best thing that could have happened because they had a license to print money and they made like 2 games.
I think exclusivity is on a short clock. I don't think it's going to be a thing for much longer.
It's a bad idea, man.
So I don't have to show this unless you want it, but I totally forgot about this. This is from the beginning of the year, the sizzle that they had for games. And I mean, do you remember this, X-Wing?
I don't think I do.
Do you want? I mean, this. I don't. If I remember right, this.
Minute 53. We got time, bro.
Yeah, this is not related to KOTOR. So KOTOR is stacked on top of this.
Okay.
But this kind of shows. I mean, obviously you'll see, but Lego Star Wars and some other small things. But yeah, let me.
Oh, didn't they take clips from like 1313 and put it in there too? I thought.
I don't know.
Yeah, they did. Hardcore.
Let me know it's if you should hear the audio.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah.
execute Order 66.
Red Crew, you're our heavy hitters.
You've done it. The tunnels are open. Get in and attack the station core.
Okay.
So
I do remember that.
That's their sizzle, right? Which, I mean, honestly, in that there's nothing really new.
Right.
And then with this being
Facts.
released, like I would say that's like a huge, like KOTOR being added to that lineup, like that's huge. Because the rest of it, I mean, like The Sims and a mobile game and
Those were all
re-releases.
Like, let down,
Yeah. And it's then to think of like, okay, if they're actually doing something new, not just like a 4K remaster, you know, for the PS5 or something, like that's pretty interesting.
Yeah,
true.
You had a little reaction there during the video. I hope that wasn't about Lego.
No, it wasn't.
No, it was
Lego.
Ray. I know. It was Ray.
I
The
totally
Lego
thought
games
that was
though
like-
are lit. Like,
Oh, I love the Lego games, man.
Yeah.
Honestly. Yeah.
I thought
They
that was
really
like
are.
Palpatine for a second.
Yeah, they tried to throw us a couple
pretty good.
breadcrumbs. They were like, "Oh yeah, check it out. We're doing a Sims Journey to Batu." Like, okay.
yeah.
And then they released Battlefront 2 and it was god awful. And then a lady came in and took over and was like, "We need to listen to the fans." And they totally reworked the game and it became an amazing Battlefront game. So I think EA, you know, for all their faults, is probably back on the right track, kind of where Lucasfilm is, you know, for all their faults, kind of back on the right track. I think we're kind of headed in the right direction.
Humility works like that, you know.
Yeah, turns out,
You
right?
get knocked down a couple of pegs, and hopefully they're rethinking the approach.
Dude, Mrs. X-Wing plays Sims like crazy. She loves The Sims.
Mm-hmm.
The last time-
29-year-old woman. She's like, "Look, I made this house." Whoa.
That's awesome. Dude, the last time I played Sims, like it was such a long time ago. And I remember I'd just do cheat codes to get a bunch of money. I'd put all these like big screen TVs, and then my character.
It's God mode.
I made my
Sims will
wife.
teach you life lessons.
Yeah.
Real fast.
It taught me don't. I sent my like Sims wife to go fix a broken TV, and she got electrocuted and died. And the Grim Reaper showed up, and
Nice.
yeah, it got dark really quick.
Same thing
for, like,
happened to
It
me
does
last
get
week.
dark. It get dark super fast.
So anyways, yeah, I'm excited for KOTOR. I think it's going to be amazing. I'm excited for Battlefront 3, which we've got nothing about yet, but it's going to be litty. I know it's going to be really good. And then obviously Jedi Fallen Order 2 is going to be an awesome experience. So I think we got a lot coming in the Star Wars gaming aspect, which I'm super stoked about. I can't say that I feel the same about the toys. Oh boy.
Hey, real quick before you go into that, he was mentioning you were mentioning how you actually never played the game but saw the cinematics. I did that with Jedi Fallen Order. I didn't buy the game.
You never
and
played the game?
No, nope. I just watched.
What?
I literally just watched the story like the day it came out and everybody beat it. I don't know.
Wow.
I have no shame.
Okay.
But I'm hyped for the sequel and the story that it's going, you know.
Strike is the type of dude that'll be like, "That's not what that gun is called. This game is ruined. Go to bed. I hate you."
Yeah.
He even did it with the original trilogy. You saw a scene where Boba Fett was like, they had flipped it, and so stuff was on the wrong side, and so he re-edited George Lucas's movie for things to be on the right side.
Wow.
That, everybody, is Strike.
It's awesome.
Good to see you, buddy.
Most impressive.
So
For me, I really, maybe this is a really unpopular opinion. I really like Fallen Order, except for it's like, to me, it feels a little too on rails. Like I know you can explore and you have some freedom, but I wish it was, I hope Fallen Order 2 is more open world. Like I hope there's just a little more freedom. I know it's hard when it's like an Uncharted of Star Wars, essentially.
right.
and it's a little
Yeah,
more
it
open.
felt
But
familiar.
yeah,
I'm ready for the next like big thing. I don't know.
Yeah, I hear you. I get it. I didn't mind it that much just because I was having so much fun when I was playing it. But I think they'd be safe to do like 2 planets where you're on rails until you get some character development and you can check out your powers and stuff, and then just like open it up. Have 3 or 4 spots when you can just go crazy.
Mm-hmm. Did you ever see the development for Beyond Good and Evil 2? There's like a developer video for that game. Just try to remember Beyond Good and Evil 2.
Mm-hmm.
YouTube videos will show the scale of that game, and it's like your little ship inside your bigger ship, and your bigger ship can leave the atmosphere of the planet into to another planet, and it's like that's the Star Wars game I want. Yeah.
Well, it's like,
the
like No
scale's
Man's Sky kind of
outrageous.
thing. Like
yeah, for sure. Exactly.
No Man's Sky was sick. I was a big fan of that. I got bored pretty quick. Yeah, I got bored pretty quick, but it was a really fun game. That could be really cool if they're talking about doing this massively multiplayer online, because there is a game that's being created for that, where you're like a bounty hunter and you can travel from planet to planet taking out bounties and stuff like that. I think that would be awesome.
Yes. That'd be cool. You know, not to even get started on all sorts of things, but man, No Man's Sky bothered me because I was waiting. I was part on that hype train of waiting for it for years. And then I got it when it first came out and didn't do anything for like a week and beat it. And I know it's gotten a lot better with the updates, but
You can beat No Man's Sky?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, it's been out for a long time. Can I just spoil it if you haven't beaten it?
Yeah, that's fine. If anybody doesn't want to hear this, just don't.
I mean, if there's still anybody interested in No Man's Sky and hasn't figured it out. But yeah, basically when you beat it, it takes you right back to the beginning. That's kind of how it works.
What?
So it's like cyclical, and you start over.
Like New Game Plus with your levels, or
no, not really. Just yeah,
dang.
Dude, that was almost like Mr. Miyagi there.
You saw that? Yeah.
What did I
There's this one fly.
Almost caught a fly.
One fly in here.
I'll bust the chopsticks out, man.
He was being good. I was literally watching him. He's right there on the TV now. So, just.
Sorry, I'm trying to find this article. So for the
you're good. I'm thinking what would be really cool for Fallen Order.
I'm excited
2,
for the
actually
rant.
Would be, imagine if Fallen Order 2, if there's a mode you can turn on where you actually can have your saber like cut stormtroopers and enemies in half. Because I know
if they don't have dismemberment, I'm gonna throw whatever console I own at the time through the TV.
Yeah, because and I understand. I think Australia drives a lot of paring things back. Like I know with like Fallout and gaming, Australia has banned like certain visuals in terms of like using stim packs and being able to see things.
Interesting.
So it'd be cool if there was just give us the American bloody release. Like
That's what I'm saying. We're not Australia. Yeah. You're not keeping us in the house, making us take selfies.
Oh gosh.
You know what I mean?
Just put a little warning label on there. I mean,
for sure. Yeah, Will, we're just doing the boomer today. Boomers, we generally keep it to 3 or 4 people, and then hangar bays, obviously. Anybody that wants to come in and talk, come in and hang out for show. X-Wing, do you think that since KOTOR is listing as a PS5 release, do you think now and other game remakes by Lucasfilm is going to be PS5? No, absolutely not. You want to talk about a bad business model?
I don't know.
Dude, absolutely not. No way. What?
I mean, okay, just hear me out. I mean, it works for other gaming companies. Like the exclusives are there because they work. I don't know.
Star Wars, bro. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
No way.
Fallen Order, though.
They've done weirder things. EA. I mean, they let them.
Fallen Order wasn't exclusive for anything.
Yeah, that's true.
I respect the question.
Order, it wasn't, but still, it could be. That's a thing.
Yeah, mind fart totally. But if you think about exclusives for games, for game consoles, like I think it could work. You just have to be careful. Like this, I mean, this is an older game, and it kind of upset me, but they did for Soul Calibur 4 when they had I think it was Xbox 360. You got Yoda, and the PS3 you got Darth Vader, and you couldn't have them on the opposite console. It was they were testing
Yeah,
something
other
out,
games did stuff like that.
and so but then also getting into that realm of like, could games work? I think they could, but it's like I think you have to have exclusives with, like, you'd have to have an exclusive with Microsoft and with Sony and do one just for PC. Like, you'd have to satisfy everybody, but
and it would get weird.
a
Yeah,
lot.
like I go back and forth. I think the exclusive thing's going to be eventually nothing that we have to worry about, but
I don't see it. I can so I understand for like Spider-Man, where they're making that a PS5 exclusive. That's a Sony thing because Sony was doing the movies for Spider-Man. So that makes sense, right? They're only going to release the Spider-Mans on the Sony PlayStation. Totally makes sense. Star Wars, look, they want their money and they want it now. They're going to release it everywhere. And even then, I think this KOTOR remake's definitely going to come to Xbox at some point. They're being quiet about it, but I don't see any way that there wouldn't be. We already have the original KOTORs on the marketplace anyways. So
yeah, and it's weird that it wouldn't. It's just weird to me. I mean, I don't own like the newest generation Xbox, but it's interesting that it wouldn't go there. I feel like out of all places, PC and Xbox first would make most sense to me, at least just in terms of performance, and then PlayStation.
Right.
So this game, you had like a party of people, right?
No.
I'm trying to remember the game.
No, KOTOR, you were like running around, but well, I mean, I think you had what do you call them? Like companions.
Yeah, but it was like not turn-based, but it was like
it was turn-based
combat. So you could set their thing that they would do.
Did you play Star Wars: The Old Republic?
Yeah, I think so.
The online one.
Yeah, that's like it's not like, I wouldn't call it like turn-based, but it's like I
remember the combat being strange. So you think they're gonna stick to that turn type of or I mean, I know someone on Discord earlier was complaining about Final Fantasy, but I remember a Final Fantasy game where like you did have companions, and if you were really good at setting like based on percentage of like health or percent like who is getting attacked, you could trigger them to do other abilities like while you were just controlling your one character. I don't know if you guys are familiar with any of the Final Fantasy games, but it was almost like they were programmable AI, and it was like very specific. So I don't know if they'll do something like that, but that would be cool.
What they've said is that they're turning it from, I won't call it a button masher. They're turning it from that strategy-based combat into more of like your traditional kind of RPG deal, where like Fallen Order, where you'd be hacking and slashing.
Would you want a like a hack and slash kind of? I don't know. You can almost think of like a Kingdom Hearts esque, like it has some RPG elements, but at the end of the day, it is a hack and slash. Like you just go through and you button mash, do all these things. You have big combos, stuff like that. Or would you want something? I don't know, maybe along the lines of you could say like Fallout New Vegas or Fallout 4. You could get into JRPG stuff, but would you like what kind of if they're remaking it, what do you think they're going to go to? Do you think they're going to go super consumer friendly, or do you think they're going to go a little more hardcore?
I think they would probably incorporate some elements of strategy, kind of like the parry system for Fallen Order, where you can't just roll through and mash X and expect to get through anything. You know what I mean? But I definitely don't think they're going to be going to like, how it was, where you have a taskbar with your attacks listed.
So I wonder, because I'm thinking now and kind of like, how cool would it be if like there's almost, I don't know, if maybe it would just be for the whole game, but like an advanced mode for combat, like in terms of like you could like actually control, I guess, a little more. I guess you would have to, I don't know how exactly it would work on PC, but like even
Jedi
with joysticks,
Academy?
Yeah, like you can actually control. And I'm even thinking of like, I love Fallout, and so thinking of like basically like hardcore modes, like you have to do things to sustain yourself, and kind of like a once you're dead, get like a hardcore realism.
God, permadeath.
Like that would be
quit.
Not saying the whole game, but it would be cool to have like an extreme difficulty mode where you have to play very, very smart. So you could have you can just run around and be crazy, or you can have the other end of it where you have to be like extremely strategic.
Go play Grandmaster on Fallen Order, and then see me in 5 minutes when you quit after the first level. You're like,
dude, there's no way. I've tried a little bit, and I was like,
it's rough.
Absolutely not. There's no way.
People do it. What can you say?
I just don't have the patience for it, man.
I'm not that good.
I'd be down for this game. I'd be down for it to have like leveling trees too, where you have a skill set that you could go down. I don't know if there's like, there's smuggler skills versus, other skills. You could train in the force in that game, or you were just a bounty hunter kind of character. I don't know. It's been forever since I played or attempted.
That sounds more like oh crud, I don't remember it because I actually never played it. I wanted to say, gosh, what was it called? Galaxies or something like that. I don't remember what exactly it was called because I never played it. It was an older one, but like it was a permadeath thing. So you'd work your way up to be like a Jedi, and if you died, you lost the character. And so people would be walking around and they'd be like, "Oh shit, that's a Jedi!" Like, damn, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dude, people still play that.
That's ringing a bell now.
Kept it alive.
It's still running.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't think you could play it anymore.
Yeah,
well, it's because the quest line was so long to become a Jedi or whatever.
Yeah. No, it wasn't easy. It was like one of the hardest things to do, and people wanted to kill you for sure.
Yeah,
people wanted to kill you. So, all right. Spent 30 minutes on it. Let's move on. Let's talk about some collectibles now, Mr. Nerds. Did you? Okay, you watched the video on what happened there.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, it looks like you do a little bit of collecting there, Mr. Hawks, as well. Now, I made a video about what happened, but I also did a live recording of my reaction. I'm wondering if it's okay if I share this with you guys. It's pretty short. I just want to show you what happened right after I watched the Hasbro Pulse video. Is that okay? All right, here we go. Ready? Now, this is kind of personal, but
it's an Anakin. Oh my god. That was classic.
That was an intensely personal moment for me after that happened. I calmed down and I made the video afterwards, but
I was going to say, you're so level-headed in the video.
Oh my god, man. I was so pissed off. Oh
man.
Why are we doing this again, man? So basically we got a whole buttload of repaints. We got repaints. Again, bunch of repaints. So I don't know if what they had wasn't selling, which doesn't make sense because everything was constantly off the shelves, so I could never buy it. But yeah, a bunch of stuff got repainted, stuck in a different card back, and they're like, "Here you go, guys, buy it."
Mm-hmm.
Classic, Star Wars. They repaint live action Boba Fett.
Yeah, that. There's some stuff like that's awesome. There's stuff like I've been trying to get more into like collectibles and toys and things like that. And so it's interesting coming into the game now and like looking at live things when they're coming out. I don't know, just there's things that are cool and then there's things that confuse me. And I just don't understand. Like I thought the Muddy Mando, I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
That was like one of the good ones, yeah.
And then, like you brought up in your video, like the casting for Moff Gideon's face, like that, it
was scary.
Yeah. And then, but then what I didn't get, well, one, they did double down a lot on Mandalorian stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It seems a little late to do that, in my opinion. It's like, shouldn't that have been released, kind of in succession, maybe a little more? But anyway, what I don't get, maybe you can explain this to me, is I don't remember what the name was, but you referenced it was kind of like the Sabine armor, like those very vibrant repaints, or like recolorings. I don't like, why is that a thing?
Okay, so here I'll share. Let me hold on. Let me share this with you. Okay, so they have this thing called the credit collection, right? Let me go down here. Well, so first off, the very vibrant colors. The Skittles Trooper, as we were talking about in Santa Stream earlier today, these beautiful, weird, why prototype. Look, somebody likes it. Here's the thing: the card back is super cool. This little like retro card back is really cool looking. That's it for me.
Being not a collector, I literally thought those could be like replacement parts that you could just custom paint and like replace missing stuff from your thing.
Yeah, I don't know. So here's this credit collection. So I guess the cool part is you get this Hershey bar. The bad part is I think they just basically turn the sprayers on to like, well, let's see what happens, and then they stick it on a card back. So you have like this bright blue Django Fett Mando with like all kinds of weird, like his bracers are purple. I don't understand.
I did want to ask you about all the blue.
I don't know. Look, he's got like a Lando Bespin cape. Look at that face, is atrocious.
Share your screen. We can't see it.
Oh man, this whole time I was totally like.
No, yeah.
I apologize.
You're good.
Okay. Skittles Troopers.
The 4-pack was dope, though. Someone commented about that.
Yeah, that was cool.
Look at them sweet Skittles Troopers.
Yeah, I don't get that.
So with this, obviously, like you would know a lot better. How hard would it be for someone to get an actual like Kenner prototype?
Oh God, dude, I don't know that you can.
So now how do you tell the difference?
So with the repros, is it just like, hey, this is kind of a cool nod? Because I see if you had an actual prototype, that's crazy. But
yeah, for sure, 100%. And I don't think that the Kenner repro, maybe they were this color. I've never looked for like a Kenner prototype myself. This is the card back I was talking about. See how it's kind of cool? It's like retro, and there's like different colors. The card backs are really cool, but the figure's garbage. So I don't know. Look, that's my opinion. Maybe somebody disagrees with me, but whatever. But this is that Mando I was just talking about. See, it comes with like a Hershey bar. And then this weird like Django, like they turn the sprayers on the wrong way and everything's all messed up and weird looking. Somebody likes it. I just don't understand it. The coolest thing about these credit collections are definitely the card backs. The card backs look super cool.
Is there a description of that? Like, I see that they have like right above it. They say it. Like, do they say anything about like how it started or why it exists, or it's just like a fun like, hey, what if he had a blue cape? Like,
no, it's inspired by the end credit images. The card back, not
the concept,
not the figure. Yeah, the card back, not the figure.
They're based on like the end of the show. Yeah.
So the concept art backs are super cool. The figures themselves, unless I missed something on the concept art, and it's entirely possible that I did, I don't know that he ever looked like that. And if he did,
I don't remember
thank God that they didn't do that.
Yeah, but why'd they do it with the toy?
I don't know. Somebody's buying it, but yeah. Here's the Grief Cargo with like the horror face. That looks nothing like him. And then that nice like fuchsia. I don't even know what that color is.
Yeah, they're all that same color.
I don't know. But the card back, again, really cool. So that stuff just kind of, I don't know. It irked me. Like, I don't think that many people are buying this stuff. You know what I mean? I could be totally mistaken. You never know.
They will never tell either.
Yeah, you're never gonna know. The only way you would know is if you see that stuff sitting on the peg, but they can't seem to get anything to stores anyways. And then we got this super awesome. Check this out, man. Wow, look at the armor with an unpainted jetpack. Like, why? What?
Keeps costs down.
Card back is cool for sure, but again, useless. This was one of the ones that I did like. But even this one I got beef with. Dude, look at this.
The
Completely
Grogu's,
unpainted.
yeah.
I mean, they put a little bit of
Grogu's
pink in
a
here,
little
but
sus.
this is like, dude, it's garbage, bro. But this is the only one that you'll get with the first season pram, that first pram, which is kind of cool. This, I was stoked about this.
That's
Yeah.
really I like this. And you brought up a point in your video that I liked, that this could go into some other things, especially with the prequels.
Yeah.
Getting some clones, like that'd be cool.
I was watching your
Yeah.
breakdown, and I was like, literally, like for half a second, I was like, damn, maybe I do need a dioramic of like the Boba Fett intro when he beat the hell out of all those troopers. Like,
Right? You could do something cool like that. This is good too for like they do a lot of the play sets in the 3.75. They've been releasing stuff like that. And so to build up a big troop, and I know they're eventually going to do the Rebel troopers. So if you have that, I know they have the Tantive like hallway scene.
Oh,
So if you get a bunch of stormtroopers busting through it, and then you got the rebels on the other side, like that would be super cool. So I'm excited for that.
mm-hmm.
I'm excited for that for sure. And then in the vintage, the only stuff I seem to care about anymore, we got the new Emperor, which I'm super pumped on. His face is kind of funny when you don't pose him like he's doing something angry. Like if you just put his hands in the air like he was having a really good time, and then you gave him that weird smile, and he's like, it seems like a robot chicken kind of thing.
Put him on a roller coaster.
Yeah,
Kane
exactly.
is a highlight for me.
So maybe you would know this. I feel like I saw a like a fan, I guess, I don't know what you'd call it, like a fan art of the Emperor that had the Force lightning, and they put it on like the backing of, oh gosh, what are those? It's like the toys that came out at the time of Revenge of the Sith. If you remember that shaped box, it was like,
did it have the big bubble?
Yeah.
It wasn't like a card back with a square. It was the big bubble one. Yeah.
So I feel like on Instagram, I saw somebody that did this like fan mock-up, like, hey, wouldn't this be really cool? And I mean, I could see if I could find it again, but it's like, that's essentially what it was. So it was weird because I feel like just I don't know, like 8 months ago, I saw something like that. And then when it was released, I was like, man, I thought I saw like this fan make it like, this would be cool. And then they come out with kind of an official one.
Yeah, I'm not surprised that probably happened. Somebody was like, hey, Chet, I've got a great idea. Why don't we try something like this?
Here's a mock-up.
Yeah. Allegedly. Nobody's ever going to admit that. But that's cool. The reason I'm really stoked on the Emperor is because that's number 200 for the vintage collection. So it's kind of cool that we get him, as number 200. He's the OG. And then we got Lobot, which is cool. The new Bib Fortuna is absolutely gorgeous. Here, hold on. Let me share this guy real quick. The Bib Fortuna was dope because his face sculpt looks absolutely beautiful this time around. They went with a lot more detail on his face, and he looks really good. And his card back is like, it's got the shot from the original Return of the Jedi. It's really nice looking. I'm stoked. That's one I think needs to be held on to along with the Emperor. If you guys get those on card back, I'd hold on to them.
And then, do you think they're going to do like a chubby bib for Book of Boba?
Chubby bib for Book of Boba. Probably. Yeah, they probably will, but we won't see it for another 2 years. And people are going to be like, I don't want that now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I get it.
Yeah. And then we got the Old Faithful.
Wait, you said in Discord, did you really pre-order this?
Are you serious? No.
You just, I mean, you seemed pretty convincing.
I thought you said you were going to do an unboxing.
Whatever floats your boat.
Views, bro.
You missed the gif about like 10 messages down where I said, gotcha, bitch. No, I did not buy this. In fact, I actually sent Star Wars Santa a $5 super chat today saying, here's $5. Please don't buy that saber.
No,
I don't want anybody to buy this. I don't want anybody to buy it because I want them to stop making this stuff. Like, look, it's cool. I get it. And people are like, it looks really good. But I can tell you right off the bat, this thing's going to have problems. There's tiny little plastic hinges right here that are going to wind up snapping off. They're like, oh, but they put real leather on the outside. Like, no, that's some kind of crappy canvas that's going to tear off. It's lies.
They'll add some
Deception.
weight to it. They'll just add some weight to it and make you think.
But not to mention, is that not the dumbest lightsaber you've ever seen in your life anyway? Ugh, I hate it.
I don't get it. Like, is it part of something that's supposed to look like Maul's saber or no?
No, it's for staff.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. We're not going to go there.
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't want it. I don't like it. It's dumb. It's stupid. Could we not have gotten like a Darth Malgus or like any cool like Sith Lord or something new, something fun? I don't know. It's just like get that corn out of my face.
Tease something.
Yeah. Well, and then we got teased the Leia lightsaber, which is fine. That's great. You know, it's not the. I like Leia's saber purely for the fact that it's Princess Leia, not because it's like a sequel saber. And it's like, oh, I got to get one of those. But there are so many better ways to pick up repro sabers than frickin' Hasbro. I can tell you that much right now.
There's so many saber companies.
Yeah, there's a bunch.
What's weird to me is that, like, there's the Galaxy's Edge stuff, right? And then, you know, that Disney, like, officially is going to, like, different companies as well. Like, it just seems, I don't know, maybe you could answer more. You're more of a saber guy. Are there reasons for them doing that as a company? Or is it just, like, kind of just random, like, hey, you can license and we can get more money?
Yes.
Got it.
That's pretty much what it is. Yeah, they're able to sell sabers, the same saber, one of lesser quality than the other, and then say, oh, but now we have an elite saber, and this one's going to be 300. Oh, but you got to buy this one from here, but they have the legacy sabers at this cost. And it's so dumb. If you want to buy a lightsaber, go to the fans. Guess who makes the best lightsabers? Fans make the best lightsabers. 100%. And if you're not going to get something that has smooth swing and a decent speaker in it and like a good controlling board, like, don't waste your money. Just don't. The only thing that I really like that Disney did is their legacy sabers, because they look good as a display. And for the cost, they're pretty good there. In terms of like actually holding something and being like, damn, this is a lightsaber, they're trash. Yeah, trash. And for the money, well, for a little bit more money, you could get something that you'd be super happy about.
Cool.
For sure.
Yeah, it's funny. I feel like in terms of contributing, I'm like, okay, I've never played KOTOR. I don't own sabers. You
picked the best one to come back into, man.
I know.
That's okay.
How much? Am I wrong? Did I not really see like any prequel stuff with the Hasbro
They had
Pulse?
one. They had one. So we got the Jump Trooper, the 501st Jump Trooper from Battlefield. It's technically a gaming greats. It's not really considered like a prequel. It's a gaming greats because it's from Battlefront. But
okay,
it looks cool. It's a 6-inch Black Series. He comes with a jetpack and everything. Really cool looking figure.
So why is it that it seems like, I don't know, maybe you don't want to go down this road, but why does it seem like they're avoiding the prequels so much? Like trying to get into Lego more too. It seems like they try and not avoid it, but there's just it's limited with what's actually coming out.
Oh, they're avoiding it like crazy. We're getting like nothing from the prequel trilogy. We're getting a lot of OT stuff. We're getting a lot of like repackaged and archive stuff, but almost like no prequel trilogy stuff. And it's pissing me off just a little bit.
And I don't understand why. Like, yeah, there is a ton of old merchandising, but it's like there are diehard fans who, like, myself included, like, I'm not even into like collecting like that. I want to be, but I mean, that's why like I love watching your videos, because I'm like, I'm not trying to go broke trying to collect. Like, I want to figure out like how to get good stuff like at an affordable price, not like I'm paying crazy money.
Right.
But like if they started releasing like prequel stuff regularly, like, dude, I'd be picking it up like crazy.
Well, dude, here's the
one
thing.
for you.
Oh, go ahead.
If if the Kenobi show does do flashbacks and we get Anakin with the Clone Wars armor, like, let's go. Send it. That's how I think they could incorporate prequels, through flashbacks, through other shows and material that we get.
Yeah.
But
that stuff does exist. So tomorrow night there's going to be so if you want to look at finding some like good prequel stuff and not spending a lot of money, go to Order 66 Toys live sale tomorrow. I think it's at 7:00. They have so much prequel stuff. Okay. And it's funny because a lot of that, the Phantom Menace line, the stuff, the red card back that you see with Maul on it, it's still super cheap.
Yeah.
It's still super cheap, like almost like store price cheap. So maybe that's why, is because they're afraid that there's not going to be a demand for it, but they're completely mistaken.
Yeah. One thing I found, I'll say it because I think it'll actually maybe benefit a lot of people, but I've been like, I don't want to say anything in any Discords because I just don't want people scooping stuff up. But I found there's auction houses that have like huge lots of like Star Wars toys, and in particular, like complete in box, like really, really amazing condition Phantom Menace toys where like nobody's bidding on them and they're selling for like $2.
I'm gonna need that link, my dude. Do not share that in the chat. Do not share that in the chat.
So I'll send you some stuff. Yeah, because there's it's like that's where it's like I would rather, even if let's say I spent $100 on a lot, I'd rather spend $100 on a lot on prequel stuff than honestly like a lot of the stuff that seems to be coming out. Like it's cool, but like that prequel stuff, man, it just gets me excited.
Yeah. And there's a lot of good stuff there, man. I mean, a lot of those sculpts were really good. There's a lot of good stuff. So it hurts me a little bit to see that stuff go for as cheap as it does, because I feel like it deserves more. But at the same time, I'll take it. I'll take it. It's not going in the chat. It's not going in the chat. I don't care what you say. We can talk later.
I should just drop a link to Ray's Saber, like a pre-order.
Yes.
Just troll everybody.
Oh, why did you say it?
Just drop a link to your YouTube channel.
Oh,
yeah, like God, an auto sub.
Yes. Oh, I'm doing that next time. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty much what happened there. We didn't really hear anything about the new HasLab, which is coming out, which is the Rancor. I'm really excited about, and I know Mr. Nerds, you kind of had a question about that. To anybody that doesn't know, HasLab is basically like a GoFundMe for really expensive collectibles from Hasbro. So they did a Razor Crest not that long ago that is absolutely gorgeous. Sorry to everybody that ordered one. They also pushed it from the end of this year into next year, so you're not getting it, which kind of blows. But yeah, you basically back it for like $300, and then they come out with the product in a year or a year and a half. It's a long game for sure.
Wow,
that's weird crazy to me, though.
Yeah,
like, why for a massive company? Like, why do they need that? Do they think it's not going to sell, or is it just like hype, or like what is that?
You know, I don't know that I have the answer to that, to be honest with you. I think they probably just want to secure their bag before.
Okay.
Yeah. It's tough to say. And, you know, the other thing, too, is it's going to be an expensive collectible. So the HasLab stuff is always going to be a little bit nicer. And I think just creating a large stock of something that costs $300 and expecting people to pay for it maybe scares them. But once again, they're dumb to think that people aren't just going to buy it. So
got it.
Yo, is the Razor Crest coming back? Are we going to get another Razor Crest? Yeah, I'm curious if new ships, like, give me that.
Well, they may do a vintage collection somewhere down the road, but it's not going to be anything like the one that they just put out. So the one they put out is really nice. That's gorgeous. I want one super bad, but the scalpers already have it set for like $600 on the secondary market. So
crazy.
Of course they do.
Yeah. If you want one, just pre-order. Don't mistakes like I do. Don't make mistakes like I do. Just pre-order the stuff. Don't back scalpers, because they're absolute jerks, man. And they do it every time.
That's why there's no consoles available right now.
Yeah, exactly. Same thing with the Black Series helmets, man. If you don't pre-order one, you're gonna wind up.
Have you seen what people do with
Oh, yo, I just got out of the outer rim, killing me some imps. What?
Fun begins.
What's up, buddy?
What up, Dow?
What's happening?
Can we talk about how the Razor Crest sounds like a fancy shaver, doesn't it? Like the toothpaste company and Gillette got together and they're like, introduce
sponsor this podcast.
The Razor Crest. Yeah, so anywho, right after that, there's really not much else. We got
What are you guys babbling about before I got here?
we're babbling about
Toys.
nothing important, clearly. So
have you guys talked about KOTOR yet?
yes.
No.
Go.
So the archive pipeline reveals we're getting another. Oh, hold on. I always forget to do this. Bam. There we go. We're getting another Lando. We're getting another Palpatine. We're getting another 3PO, and we're getting a Dengar, which is going to be cool. Yoda, 501st, Mando, Death Watch, Airborne Trooper, and Figrin Dan. I'm really excited about Figrin Dan. I think that's going to be an awesome figure. And that was pretty much it. And I had a shit fit afterwards because it was totally useless. That was a waste of an hour of my life. But I ended up spending, I think, $115 today pre-ordering stuff anyway. So joke's on me.
Sucker.
Yep.
They got you.
They got me.
They got you.
Every year.
They take your money.
Anybody else buying any of these or just...
Nope.
No.
The only one I considered really was the 4-pack.
Yeah.
Troopers. That was cool.
Yeah, for $40, dude, you're only paying $10 a figure. It's not bad. I mean, it's like a $3 discount on each one.
You know, it'd be cool. What if it's cool that they have a very wide selection that they're releasing. What if they pared it back a bit and you look at those 4-pack boxes, a monthly 4-pack box, like let's say $45 a month, you get 4 figures, and like once that month is gone, you're done. A subscription service, like
let's go.
Like
I would do
right
it.
there. Like
I don't collect
that would be
toys.
so cool.
They'll never do it.
Totally into that. Oh, I'm so into that though.
Yeah, but they'll never do it.
But why?
Disney will never do something like that. They want you to come to
Disney.
them.
But it's
We're talking about Hasbro.
It's like it's passive. I mean, you could, if you took a team on a retreat for like a week and you could plan out like 2 years of toys, and you could just get China to start pumping out toys like crazy. You can have your supply line filled, and then you could have this subscription service that people are going to forget about, and then until it shows up on their door. You can do the Disney way, make it stupid hard to cancel, offer people a discount when they try to.
me.
And it's like, or there's just people who it's like, yeah, this is cool, and it's exclusive and it goes away. Just like that. Just like he left.
Just like he left. Bye.
He's going to go get a popsicle, I think.
He's grabbing a beer.
I just know I had to email Disney real quick. Be like, bro, can you guys do this, please?
Yeah, I mean, but they won't. They're making enough money. They're not, it's like that soap company, right? All the
Squatch.
Yeah, Squatch.
Oh, okay. I was like,
they're doing all the, well, hold on, dog. Let me finish. They're doing all these Obi-Wan Kenobi blue soap, and like they have Yoda as their green soap and Vader is their red soap, right? And they're all different flavors and all that different stuff. I mean, those guys got to be creative because they're creating some out of nothing. Those big companies, they don't care. They're not looking for that passive income, right? They're looking
shenanigans.
They're not
they
looking
totally
for
are.
They're not looking for it, dude. It's right in front of them. They're not looking for it, right? I mean, otherwise it would already be out there. I mean,
or we'd have better figures than what we got last time.
There's subscription boxes that get delivered to my house once a month for either me or the missus, right? And that's been going on for years. So if they were going to get behind this stuff and do that kind of stuff, they'd do it already. It wouldn't be this deep in, they'd already been lining things up to start getting out. They don't care. It's to them, I think it's almost beneath them.
Yeah, I agree. They're selling NFTs and stuff now. Like they're way beyond all the other things that us like normies are thinking about and stuff like that. But Saber companies and other like smaller toy companies though do that kind of stuff.
Yeah, SoFi. I mean, for bigger companies, they're not going to waste their time. They're marketing a bigger market. They're looking for new fish. with other series and stuff like that. I mean, look at what Lego's doing with Friends, Seinfeld, all these other out of the norm toys that they're coming out with, right? They're looking in different directions to pick up different IP to make toys off of. They're not looking for the scraps that are right in front of them. They're just not.
Dude, Star Wars collecting community is anything but a scrap, bro. Like,
I agree with you, but to them, it's not, right? When you talk about the Star Wars community, right? Yes, it is a global brand, but it is not quite, and I'm sure I'm gonna get stoned for saying this. It is not the global brand that Friends is, for instance, right? That is literally across the planet for a decade of on every week TV, right? Star Wars is a very niche market for people that like the movies until
what?
It's treason, right? It's treason.
What?
Let me counter that.
Think about it, right? For Star Wars fans, it's always been about movies, right? And then we got some animated stuff, but the regs don't watch the animated stuff until now. So your Star Wars fandom is us. It's not a group of, this gigantic toy collecting people like us, right? Yeah, they go there and they like the movies, but they're not like us, right?
I'm just glad that he put Friends up there with it and not Seinfeld.
I mean, Friends has a bigger global market than Seinfeld does.
Just me hearing him say that, I'm just like,
counter. I have a 2, maybe 3 point counter.
All right.
The first point is I think Disney is interested because they're licensing and merchandising like crazy. They're merchandising soap. They're merchandising toothbrush.
But they're not doing it, is my point.
But they hire people to take care of that. So they could hire somebody.
They don't hire, they license. Just like the poster. They don't hire.
Yeah.
Let the man speak, for God's sakes.
But there's somebody in charge of licensing. They could there's somebody who can be in charge of like a subscription service. 100%. If you can license
fucking soap,
if you can take the sheer amount of licensing, you can do that. But here's my second point. This is the real one. Merchandising was a side note. George Lucas himself highly emphasized toys in the beginning to the point where he could fully fund by himself like the rest of the movies. Right. And that was huge for him. And I think a misstep has been a lack of emphasis on toys. And so I think if Disney were to figure things out, like it could totally work. Like even the 4 that you showed, X-Wing, that had like could you pull that up where the 4 where it had Dengar and I don't even remember who else was in that. But those 4, imagine that. Like this is how, and I'm saying this is how easy it would be. Hire somebody who knows subscription services. Disney has a ton of money. Yes, they're bleeding money, but they can take a risk, create a company, and they could even say we're going to do 15,000 a month, and that's it. It's in stupid exclusive. Like they've
it'd be sold out in 20 seconds.
Like they could do stuff like this and be like, these 4 that we're going to release over the course of the next 18 months, instead $60 subscription service box. This first month, here's who you get.
Right.
And because I mean, if you can make a Friends Lego set, I mean,
who the fuck is buying a Friends Lego set?
If you can make that,
I know a lot of people that did.
100
really?
million people.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've seen like 2 episodes of that show.
Right. That's
Friends is amazing.
But this is exactly what I'm saying, and this is exactly what I'm talking about. You don't know the Friends gaggle of people there are in this in this world that literally flock to, like, when they did that reunion thing on HBO, it was gross how many people watched. And
so they do like a Friends convention every year, and they have like Friends models that they sell, and they have like,
there is a Friend Con somewhere in the world. I guarantee that shit every year. I guarantee.
And they have like major companies doing reproductions of like props from Friends. Like they're gonna do
Lego has a complete box set of The Apartment.
Okay, that totally makes sense. Yeah, okay, right. I could see that for sure.
So here's my point.
Nowhere near as big as Star Wars,
dude. You say that, but it was
on this fucking mountain.
It was on primetime TV during the 90s when there was no internet. Okay. So you're talking about the entire country generationally tuning in weekly to stuff like that, because that's all there was. There wasn't YouTube. There wasn't all of these streaming services. You had this basic package shit that most people paid for. And so people flocked in front of the TV for that stuff. You have generational people. If you go look at Netflix and how many people have watched Friends since it came out on Netflix, it's disgusting. And I guarantee it probably doesn't do the same numbers that Star Wars did when they were on Netflix.
You know, the thing about subscription, the subscription idea too, though, is like an X-Wing kind of touched on the fact that it would sell out instantly. So if that is a fear or ever a fear, like that's why even me on like just the small scale like crystal thing, we've thought about doing subs where our subscription monthly where you just send one crystal, but it's like that demand eventually will grow to the point where it's like now literally every month we got to think of something we're going to give these people for their subscription. So
not a problem for a major corporation like Hasbro, bro.
Right. But what they're not focusing. I agree with you guys. There are a lot of us, but to them, it's not even on the plate, man. I guarantee to these executives, they're looking at other IP. They're not gonna do a subscription. They outsource that shit. Disney and Hasbro as a like that's why the poster was such a big thing. That's why that poster was such a big thing, because they licensed it. They didn't do it themselves. They don't do that stuff.
Okay.
Well, then here, Disney, give me
license Hasbro.
Give me a license for it.
Said it.
Let me do my thing. Give me a 1-year contract with a remote salary of $600,000, and I'll pull it off.
Do you get a partner?
All you're gonna get out of that deal is I'm
gonna get filthy rich.
Is maybe a license from them to create X amount of things, and you better get it all because they're not good on doing second contracts.
I mean, I can live off 600,000, I think.
But they're not going to
be all right for a couple of years on 600K.
But here's what I think, Obsession. I will give you. I partially agree with one of your statements. Maybe I'm dissecting it a little bit. I think for the animated shows, Friends is bigger.
Dude,
I'll give you that. For the entire brand, if you were to stack Friends as an entire brand, and you stack Star Wars animated shows, I would even say Mandalorian, sequels, stuff like that. I would say Friends is still bigger. Mandalorian, huge boost. There's a die hard group of people for animated. But I think when you look at Star Wars, I would say that Star Wars far outweighs it, because I would say the same argument. You look at how successful Star Wars was, late 70s, early 80s, and then that gap, like 2 decades, where just about 2 decades, where people were like still obsessed with Star Wars. And I mean, not even to get into prequels, but you look at prequel merchandising and how heavy they leaned into that and how well it did. I think it basically the last maybe like 10 years, like the merchandising just hasn't been there. I think if somebody would, if they just doubled down on that, George's model of let's make sure, like, we don't need a movie to do well to make money. All we need is merchandising to do well.
So,
and I think if it went there, I think Star Wars would crush it.
If you put up until, let's call it, I'll even give you the sequels, because they sold a lot of merchandise from the sequels, right? It may not have been as much as they could have if they'd have done better stuff.
Not a fucking conversation I was ready to have tonight.
But
I love it.
If you stop at the sequels before Mandalorian, before Disney Plus, right? And you end it there. What do you call Star Wars? 40 years? 50 years?
Like 44, yeah.
Okay. You put a 40-year metric on Star Wars until after the sequels, not Disney Plus, up against 40 years of Friends.
Star Wars kicks it to fucking death all day, dude.
Dude, I'm a Star Wars junkie, and I'm telling you outright. Where do
I find these metrics?
Google it, dude. Go ahead, start Googling. I think
there's just too much Star Wars, though. It buries all the, like, Friends was one. It was a sitcom, And you know, just Star Wars has so much other like, you know.
Google this before he came on, and now I feel like oh my God. I'm nervous now.
No, I mean it's a lot.
Look it up. Don't look it up.
It's going to stagger you that how much viewing hours and how many fans are across for Friends. And I'm just using them as one. There's all kinds of other IP we could go through with this. I'm just saying it's a comparative that a metric that needs to be weighed. And the fan base of shows like that are gigantic that we don't even realize because we're not in those circles, right? Just like they're not in the Star Wars circles. They're like,
and I haven't even been to Friendsland at Disneyland yet, you know? Like, oh God, I want to go there.
Yeah, if I sense the condescension and sarcasm in your voice,
but I think you can go sit on that couch at that one coffee shop.
Yeah, I think you can go sit on that couch at that one coffee shop, and if I'm not mistaken, there's another
like $1,000 to do it or something.
There's another place that you can go do that also in the country. Dude, it's a bit like I said. I'm just saying I understand you are partial to Star Wars, and it hurts your feelings when anybody says anything contrary to your thought on it. But
I just don't think a sitcom from the 90s, as popular as it is, has anything to say, like any ground to stand on when it comes financially between Star Wars and Friends. I can't understand it.
I have numbers.
Oh, all right, let's hear it.
2020 numbers. Just
wait, can you share your screen because I want to see it?
No, I mean I could, but I have it here. I can share Windows, and just a second.
Marvel is bigger than Star Wars to make a more equal argument. Yeah,
okay,
possibly.
So it's close, and
that's
this,
what I'm saying, dude,
it's close, but it's not bigger. So I mean,
this year, right? Like
2020, because 2021 still going, earning $1 billion. Friends, Warner Brothers, who owns Friends, is $1 billion a year from syndication revenue. And I mean, the people who were on Friends, the cast members, are still making stupid money.
They're making $20 million a year.
Yeah, but you have this
$1 million an episode during the last 3 seasons of the show.
Lucasfilm through Disney, $2 billion for the conglomerate for Lucasfilm.
So twice that.
So it's close.
Go back go back before 2020 when Mandalorian came out. That's what I'm saying. Mandalorian put a new metric on what's out, but before that, I think it's closer than that. I really do.
I would say there's a lull,
metrics, especially with COVID and how many people were sitting in there that weren't Star Wars fans that are like, "Oh, my friend said this was awesome. I'm gonna check it out." And now they're awesome diehard Star Wars fans. I'm just saying, go back to 2019.
I could totally see how, like, in a per year before Mandalorian it would have worked, but all time, no fucking.
That's what I'm saying. But per year before Mandalorian, do the numbers just on a 20-year back, and I'm saying it's closer than you think is what I'm getting at. You don't see it, just like they don't see our fandom as a legit thing. We don't see their fandom as a legit thing. Right, or at least that's the conversation right now. So,
ain't that the truth though? It's like there's stuff that we, you know,
and that's
true for sure. But, I mean, have there been like 600 books written, multiple video games, a land in Disneyland? Like
that's where I go.
Multiple action figure lines, thousands of fan conventions. Like
apples and oranges, though. You're really talking about apples and oranges. You're talking about. Oh, all the toys and all of this. I'm talking about people in seats, viewing hours over the decades. You would be surprised, man. That's what I'm saying. You would be surprised.
Yeah.
A lot of those years, Friends beats that Star Wars ass. I'm just saying. It's not.
Well, what we were talking about was whether or not.
Damn it! I had the comment up.
Stand the subscription.
Obsession. Say it again. You have to say Friends beat that Star Wars ass.
What do you do? Don't you like nail dollar bills to your wall about this kind of thing?
Oh, yes. somebody got buzzy.
But my thing with this is, so what Friends, like if we're, because all of this, like if we get back to, I don't want to say the viewership, hear me out. I don't think the viewership conversation is like a red herring, but it was detracting a little from the original point. So the original point was about a subscription service box and how they wouldn't be interested.
Oh my God, I forgot about that.
And I think part of the reasoning is with Friends, outside of the reunion, which had years and years and years of buildup and hype.
Oh my God.
That was the newest thing, right? And I know like it literally like crashed the internet. Like major stuff happened. Well, Lucasfilm, you could say Star Wars, right, has had its ups and downs, especially with a sale, a merger, acquisition, all of this crazy stuff, a divided fandom at points. But I think if we get down to it, if you look at it, like I think the biggest IP on the planet, hands down, is Star Wars. If you're talking about success year over year, I think I would agree. There's times where Friends maybe could have gone above because of sequels.
A lot of other IP.
I think
using that
Disney could do a subscription service. I think they could do it really well.
Disney doesn't have anything to do with it though. It's Hasbro.
But even if you look at Lucasfilm saying run with this, like there's got to be somebody, because George Lucas did these merchandising deals.
Yeah, dude, it's all scraps to them, right? A subscription service to them, I'm not saying it isn't a good idea, but I'm just saying to a conglomerate that is trying to push out a new fandom, right? To bring in new people. They're making a lot of toys already. They want people to go to the parks to get this stuff. They want you to come to them to get this stuff. Special, they do stuff like the poster and they do stuff like this stuff to give, oh, that was awesome. Give him a license to make 100,000 of those, right? But aside from that, they're not just they're not just giving away licenses to do stuff like that. And they're not going to do it in-house because it takes manpower to do that, and manpower costs money to do that, and they don't want to invest in something that's not tried and true for them, right? And honestly, if they were going to do it, they'd have done it at the beginning of the new releases and stuff. They'd have got behind this a couple years ago if they really were going to get into it, because this stuff has been popular for a good 5 years. I know there's been boxes showing up at my door for 5 years that I didn't order. So I'm with you. It would be dope, but you'd probably be easier to get a license to do like a 1 year run.
Well, Disney, if you're watching the weird part of YouTube, I will take a massive, massive salary to head this project up for Lucasfilm. I will not come into the office ever, but I will try and get a few people to buy some toys.
This is not related, but I would also take $700 million a month. He was talking about something else, but I would take $700 million a month.
Just give us all $700 million a month, and Obsession can work on his Friends project, and we'll work on Star Wars. We'll see who wins.
I did look at a couple of the collectibles. There's some stupid shit on there that's selling for a lot of money, dude.
Dude, it's insane. It's insane. It literally, it's insane the amount of money that people like. Seinfeld is the same way. I mean, all of these shows in the 90s that ran for 10 years, all of those kinds of shows, they have a huge fandom that is generational.
Hey, look, this is my my best friend here. I just need to know from you in the chat what you think about this. What has gained more money and been more popular, Friends or Star Wars? This is just for him. I don't want to anybody else. Just Andrew, I'm interested to hear what you say. And then beyond that, I do want to touch on it really quick because I feel like maybe I'm just missing something from here, because we've been doing pre-orders for Star Wars collectibles forever. We're already paying money before we get it. Pre-orders get sold out. If you don't believe me, go to Hasbro Pulse and go through the first page. It says pre-order, and then right next to it, it says sold out. Like, how do you sell out pre-orders? We're pre-ordering it. Like, right? Just make more. Obviously, I don't understand about contacting China and how you make more of stuff or anything like that. But I'm just saying, I don't think there's any possibility why they wouldn't want to make more money if people are already, and I know Obsession, you said tried and true. It is tried and true because we're pre-ordering stuff like crazy. Like, it just look at what happened with the Mandalorian Razor Crest. That's a $300 collectible. They got 28,000 backers. 28,000 backers. They were like, fuck, stop. You know what I mean?
The company, whatever, I'm over it.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, so if they're
totally
doing
for it.
something like that already, and they know the pre-orders are there, it'd be so easy to just
All right,
dedicate a release date every month to a specific thing and have the build up be even a year out. You know, so people know what they're gonna like. This year, I know exactly what I'm gonna get to a certain point with like surprises in there. You know.
So franchise 5 top franchises annually a year. Pokemon is number 1.
Damn, yeah, I believe that.
Population.
Pokemon
100%. Yeah, China.
Established in 96. Total revenue $105 billion, right?
Holy shit.
Hello Kitty is number 2. 84 billion, established in 1974. Winnie the Pooh.
They're all like very from the same place.
Winnie the Pooh is $83 billion or 80.3 billion. Mickey Mouse and Friends is tied at 3, and Star Wars is coming up at the bottom of the top 5 with $67.7 billion. So, like I said, I don't get it.
Bro.
You don't get it. But there are other IPs that are just as big, and none of these guys are. I mean, Hello Kitty probably has a subscription service somewhere that they licensed out, right?
Shout out Winnie the Pooh though. Like,
shout out.
You know who wasn't on that list?
Respect Winnie the Pooh.
Friends isn't on that list. Friends
wasn't on the list. Marvel was Marvel not on that list?
Marvel's not on that list. The next 6, next is Disney Princesses is actually next. Marvel Cinematic Universe comes in at number 8 with $34 billion.
Mr. Nerds, I feel like you have something. That's got to be average. No, it's not average. That's definitely Mr. Nerds. He's trying to hold back a smile. You jerk. Anyways. Yeah, no, we were talking about that earlier in the stream. We can revisit it if you want to, for sure. I'm shocked though, just real quick, that Marvel or DC weren't on there for sure, because I feel like that's a huge thing, right? Am I wrong?
Nope. I would say Marvel is bigger gross revenue than Star Wars.
Let's see.
Well, recently though, right?
Do the merchandise. Star Wars.
Recently.
Star Wars revenue breakdown is $42 billion for Star Wars.
I can't watch anything with a laugh track, dude. I can't. No more laugh track. No, nothing laugh track. Okay.
You should get a laugh track on your little thing.
Oh, that's not a laugh track. That's applause, isn't it? I'll do it. Don't worry. Thanks to Mr. Obsession, I will get a laugh track.
I think we just irritated Hawk so much. He's like, I'm out of here.
Yeah, fuck this. Why did I ever agree to come on here? Ugh.
I was thinking the same thing.
You came in so happy with your popsicle.
That did look like a dude. I miss those things. Okay, all right. We're getting way into weird YouTube.
I never thought about that though, that we literally are the weird part of YouTube.
Oh, 100%.
It's kind of
Star Wars nerds. Bro, we're way the weird part of YouTube. Are you kidding me? God, what is wrong with you people right now?
It was just the sudden realization that that's what we are. Okay, so how about this? Last 6 minutes. That was, 30 seconds of silence feels like an eternity.
Wait, I hit
the last
button.
6 minutes that I have, when we're looking at stuff like Republic Commando being remastered, and then you're looking at KOTOR, and you're looking at these different things, is there an existing Star Wars game that you would love to have remade or remastered? And you can't say Masters of Terras Kasi.
Game sucks. I was so butthurt when I heard that, dude. I'm like, excuse me? I love that. Or wait, no, Kasai. Terras Kasai.
Yes.
Dang, dude. I mean, yeah, there's so many. Look, I'm still dying. Like, I am waiting for them to remake Pod Racer where it's super legit. If I don't see a Star Wars Pod Racer remake, just because that was my dude, that I was like a 9-year-old kid, 10-year-old kid, and I'm like, damn, like we're going through Boonta Eve, and it was gorgeous. And to be honest with you, it's still on my Xbox, and I still play it at least twice a week.
Have you seen or played the Unreal Engine fan-made one?
I have seen it. I haven't played it, but I forgot that I have a computer that's got RGB stuff on it now, so I'm gonna have to get that. Can you get it on computer?
Super fast. Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so I'm gonna need 2 links from you tonight.
Why am I your link man?
Because you suggested one for a bunch of prequel collectibles. Yes, and then I also need that link to the Unreal Engine one. I want to see that because I watched the videos of it and it looks absolutely gorgeous. But
I see Padawannabe said VR pod racing.
Ooh, that'd be sick. I remember in the arcades they had the you remember Anakin's pod racer? That was like, dude, when I saw that when I was a kid, I literally shit my pants, and then I went and I sat in the seat and just got my gunk everywhere. I was so excited.
You've done the X-Wing one now, right? That is in the arcade where you sit in the X-Wing and the screen is like a half dome that goes like, bro, I'm not kidding. Like you look up and you are in the game still.
What?
It's really hard to play because you are in the cockpit of an X-Wing.
That's where I fly. Well, come on,
arcade, bro. There's an arcade version of that.
That's awesome.
I got
I'm gonna have to look that up and find that. Is there like a search metric where you can find where that thing is? Because I will drive hours.
Bowling alleys, probably.
Not my bowling alley.
Mall arcades.
Like Big Owls. Is Big Owls a thing where you live out in the desert?
Never even heard of it, and it sounds scary.
Theater. I heard those are pretty big.
Dave and Buster's is one that I really like that we get out here. Yeah, because you can drink beer, and then they've got like all the updated stuff, so you can like.
Yeah,
I can just see you drinking beer
dude,
in an X-Wing.
you know what kind of game I would want too from Star Wars is like a Fable style game where like you start as a kid even. And different paths you could take through the Force, or and have those key moments in the hero's journey, like experiencing loss and like the mentor and like depending on who you choose to mentor you, I don't know.
That's 100% KOTOR. That's exactly what KOTOR is. There's like there's a total light and dark balance, and you can be a Sith or you can be
What if you're a kid that survived orders? What if you're a young, let's say you're like a youngling that just became a Padawan and you survive Order 66 and it's
let's call it oh my god, dude, let's call it
come on. I'm taking a link away for
Fallen Order. Fallen Order. Let's call it Fallen Order. Like you're just this kid who survived Order 66. And then
he's too old.
Like the existing game.
He's too old.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead. That's just being a jerk.
But no, because you're like Hawk said, you're too old.
Okay.
And it's got to be true open world. You got to be a kid. It's got to span your whole life, like you age. That'd be cool.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, okay. I get what you're saying. Yeah, that'd be dope. And then the sequel is like you're another kid, but then the character that you played is mentoring you. That'd be dope.
I'll take this even another step further because I'm obsessed with the Inquisitors, and I would love a trilogy based on a kid who starts out as a Padawan, transitions into the Jedi Academy, and then eventually they just end up being an Inquisitor that we don't know about. But
I would feel like I would hate that though, because I wouldn't want to play the game going out and hunting Jedi down. I'm like, no, what you're doing is wrong.
Yeah, that could be like towards the end of the game, though.
Right, there you go. You get to change back. Like
the big climax is your turn or whatever.
Yeah. I don't know. I like it. That's cool. I'm still waiting for an updated Mandalorian bounty hunter game for sure.
I'll say mine and then
gameplay of a Mandalorian game. I'll have to send you. It's I don't know.
Wait, what?
Dude, I don't know where I saw it, or I can't remember where I saw it, but you are the Mandalorian running down a hallway shooting stormtroopers. It's got the helmet.
Gameplay footage?
I think I've seen that.
It could be a leak. I don't know how legit or what it's from, but yeah, Mando game.
Give Give it to me.
Proxy is saying it's fake, but I'm not sure. So.
Oh, yeah, dude, you can.
It could be. Yeah.
Hard to trust the internet. Like Obsession, what were you saying the other day when they were talking about the deepfake stuff? And there was a way to like tag the video where you would know it was an original from the source thing. What were those called?
Chain codes.
Fucker.
No, they're just markers. They're just serial. That's everything. Everything is going to be like that pretty soon. Your voice.
They're putting barcodes on diamonds now.
Your voice is eventually going to have a serial number for authentication.
Nobody fucking cares about me that much. Are you kidding me?
But you're clocking tons of hours right now.
Yeah.
They'll be able to copy it.
Yeah. Deepfake X-Wing. I almost just said my name. Whoops.
You're feeding the machine that's going to one day enslave you, and you're going to end up in a post-apocalyptic Matrix-style world.
I was just about to say.
To replace me? Cool story. Do it.
We're already there.
Want to have my job? They can have it.
Yeah, please take it.
Let me say my game before you say the Matrix thing. Get me fired up because I'm at my time.
Oh, you're going to leave right before that? Oh.
Well, yeah, I am not. I love the Matrix so much, and yes, I'll just leave it there. 1 through 3, an Animatrix. Yeah,
and just like that, another fandom menace boy was born.
Right. Oh man, but for my game, honestly, I would love to see like I don't know about a reboot, but a remake of Bounty Hunter, and just
that'd be pretty dope.
Just stack it, like that, like add a whole bunch of extra content. I think that would be really cool. But
I'd be up for that.
Yeah, but that's my time. It was cool to be back early. I wasn't going to be back for a while. I won't be here next week, but I will
good to have you again.
Yeah.
I'm really liking the dichotomy between the two guys at the bottom there. I mean, my butt hurts from sitting on the fence, but it was kind of fun watching you guys go back and forth. I'm not going to lie. I love it. Just as long as you keep it friendly.
Yeah, we can.
Sure. Yeah.
Just trying to shake hands and be a gentleman.
Oh, I didn't even do it. I was like, is he reaching for a soda? Because that's what X-Wing does. He'll be like, oh, and then he'll come back.
The magic hand come.
I wasn't sure if Mrs. was like, hey, here's something for you to show right now. And I was like,
you don't want to see the stack of cans sitting on the side.
Exactly. So,
right, no. Well, Mr. Two Star Wars nerds and friends obsession, we can.
There you go. Do it.
Which side is it? Is it this?
That's for you to figure out.
Hold on, I gotta.
Patty cake and your fist pumping.
Oh my!
My fist is so much smaller than yours. In
the come on, man. He double fisted you. That's a sign of a true friend. If you can have a friend double fist you, that's a good friend.
It's like beer. It's like when a friend brings you another beer and you're double fisting. That's like
he did leave me hanging.
All right, go eat your barbecue.
Mexican, actually.
Oh, it's Mexican tonight. All right. Well, say happy birthday to the beautiful Padawan for me. Congratulations on 1 year of being a father. We're all proud of you for what you've done here on YouTube and what you did in raising an organic as well.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate it. But I will be hanging out in the Discord with you guys. If you want to trigger me, bring up Matrix. That's the best way to do it.
So we're going to get there.
Yep. All right. Well, see you guys later.
Be safe.
Hey, later, man.
See ya.
Ciao. Oh God, do we save the Matrix? Because this is a Star Wars channel. Should we save the Matrix for the Discord live? I almost feel like we should. Chat, I'll leave it to the chat. Chat, do you want to hear us talk about the Matrix trailer, or should we leave it for the Discord live and just call it a night? Let me know in the chat. Let me know. Hawks, by the way, I just wanted to say thanks for coming, man. We appreciate you filling in the spot. Dude, we didn't think we were going to get Obsession back, but the Slave Masters let you out of the Outer Rim and brought you back here. So,
yep.
Yeah, man. I
came in with a fire, dude. Loved it.
Oh, dude.
Came in
a firework.
Ready.
A firework popsicle.
Yeah, I was
really did.
Yeah, when I showed up.
He was one of those things in his defense. He was in a great mood when he showed up.
Great mood when I showed up.
Someone else is in a good mood now too.
Yeah, someone's getting after it.
So they're doing air balloon races around my house right now, and my dog does not know what to make of a hot air balloon. He screams at the window like, "You guys get to cover. I don't know what that thing is, but as long as you're safe, I'll go eat that thing." So he's just like, he's trying to be protective, but we appreciate it.
X-Wing, you follow the same YouTube channels I follow. Aren't you aware that like the entire plot for this Matrix movie is already leaked? Like,
yeah, I don't want to watch it. I don't want to know, because I want to have my speculations. I want to have my thoughts. You know, this is not for me like Star Wars. I want to know everything going in immediately.
Yeah.
Like I need to know exactly what's going on.
Opposite. I don't want to see any trailers. I don't want to see none of that shit. I didn't want to see the Visions trailer, but you guys were like, "It's dope." So I was like,
"Oh, Vision, yeah, Visions, yeah."
I'm gonna try not to watch any of the. I try not to watch a single trailer for anything I'm excited about, because most of the time it's hard, dude. It's hard. You got to be on the remote like a ninja, because the commercials come up, and like I've ran out of the room. I ran straight out of the room for a trailer the other, like, I don't know, a year ago. I was like, no, I don't want to hear it. And I
I run into the room.
No, I don't want to know it, because they give most of the trailers, they give the best shit away in the trailer.
Yeah.
So you're getting you're getting almost the best stuff.
No, man. I used to do a traveling job, and we were literally taking headshots for fraternities and sororities, and it was like Super Bowl, yada yada, whatever. And I'm like making them stop the photo shoot so that I can watch the Star Wars trailers releasing. Like I need to see it all like as soon as possible. I don't know. I don't remember a time before I was chasing leaks and stuff. It's kind of sad.
With like Cobra Kai. When Cobra Kai came out, I was like, nope, I want no part of that. Don't show me the trailer, because I want to be completely surprised. And for me, that's the fun of it. I don't want to watch all the trailers and see all the leaks and hear about them. I mean, it's unfortunate now because you can't really help it with these two. These two want to know literally every bean that's being counted during the process.
I have to know everything. And you know what's funny? I know that it translates now into real life, because Mrs. X-Wing and I are going to Paris and France and Disneyland out there in like less than a month. I have to know everything. I need to know every nook and cranny and everything that happens before I get there. And she's the same way as you, Obsession. She's like, I don't want to see a damn thing. I don't want to see anything. And I'm like, I need to know exactly how many bricks are in the front portion of the patio. So I need to know where I'm positioned. Like, I'm just I don't know. I plan all that stuff out, and then I pack my bag 5 minutes before I leave.
Look, I'm obsessive. I'm obsessive about what I do in real life. And my neurosis goes way deep on a lot of things. But to spoil things for myself, like I try not to, because there's, and this is going to sound ridiculous, but there's so few things in the world that truly hit the heart and give me like excessive little kid joy, right?
Other than Friends.
Right. And I feel like I am just not going to ruin something that I'm looking forward to. So everybody wants to watch all the trailers. Everyone who wants to know the spoilers. Cool. That's fine. But until it comes time, like I won't watch the Kenobi trailer. Y'all want to watch it? Cool. I'll step out of the room.
I have to, man.
I don't know how I'm going to avoid it.
I don't know. Yeah,
I wish I could, man. Tell me how you do it.
Why are you going to ruin something you're so excited for?
Because it doesn't, for some reason, it doesn't to me. Like, it just doesn't ruin it for me.
I would just rather wait for that moment when I'm in front of my TV, watching it, getting those goosebumps, feeling that little kid sensation like I did when I was 4 and I watched for the first time and really understood what I was watching. That's the feeling I want. And I want to be that excited. Right? I want to feel that way.
Yeah, I still totally get that. Even after I've watched the trailers and listened to the leaks and everything like that, I still feel 100% the same when I sit down to watch it.
But for me, it's like Christmas morning. I don't want to peek at the presents. I don't want.
See, I did that shit too.
No. No, because it ruins Christmas morning. It makes Christmas morning like, oh, cool, that was rad. And yeah, it's going to be like, oh my God, that was rad. But it's there for me, it takes an element away from it. And I feel like the element of surprise is a big sensation that we don't get because we're so connected to everything.
Right.
the internet.
I've reprogrammed my brain. I've reprogrammed my brain now to kind of just convince myself that, like, okay, a trailer is really just a well-marketed leak. Like, let's be honest.
Yeah,
like,
dude, that's
so
all it is.
When I catch little glimpses of these other little morsels of things people don't know about, I'm like, yes, like it fires me up even more about it sometimes. There is disappointment, sure. But really, like, there's sometimes, like, even leakers, good scoopers, there's no context to what you're really hearing. So seeing it on film, like, it doesn't take away much for me personally.
Yeah, I mean, they throw deterrence in there. You know, Favreau and Filoni are great at creating these little trailers to throw you off the trail, you know, but at the same time, I'd rather wait.
And now they're like completely CGIing things out of trailers, which I think is amazing. Like, they're purposefully removing stuff from like even the Marvel side of things, leaving whole characters out of a scene you saw in the trailer and you see it in the movie.
Are you talking about two certain people that are supposed to be standing next to one person?
That was
fake. I think
that was fake.
That was vague.
Oh, vague. I thought you said
you lost
fake.
me on it.
I was like,
No.
yeah, that guy that sold the hot dog to that other guy.
I think it was
I didn't
like
know if we were trying to like avoid spoiling anything for anyone, but there was a scene where you have Tom standing in the middle, and there are two other characters that are supposed to be next to him, but they CG'd them out of the trailer.
I was going further back to like when it would have given away that Tony was saved because they removed, or they didn't even remove it. They just stopped the pan before it got to Pepper Potts. So like in the trailer, it was the same scene, but we didn't see the last half a second of it.
I'll go one further back on you. And how about putting Hulk running? How about the end game scene in the original Infinity War trailer? How about that one? Right?
He was in the trailer, right? But not in the
Hulk was in the trailer, and you're like, oh, the battle's coming, and then it was Banner in the suit, and then the second fight was the scene they used for the first trailer. So like that's what I'm saying, man. They throw all this shit at you, and
and it doesn't ruin anything because it's completely different than what you're going to see anyways.
I think it does, because I think a lot of people were disappointed at the end of end of Infinity War because it wasn't like that. And maybe they were excited, but it creates this.
You're 100% right.
I don't like it.
It creates this weird feeling.
Yeah.
Yes. No. The fake outs, like the Ralph boners, like those things. Like
they're gonna show me a trailer of Vader and Kenobi fighting, and then it's gonna be something fucking whack. And I'm gonna be
a dream or some shit.
Right. I'm gonna be pissed. Right. So that's for me. That's what I'm saying is I don't want to ruin it because I want to be completely immersed.
Slippery slope.
But that's a negative expectation, right?
No, that's just them clickbaiting you. You know, that's them saying, "Hey, look, it's this," and Vader, and it wasn't even a moment, right? It was a CG thing, like what we're talking about.
It's a slippery slope because it can be taken that way just as easy as it can be taken as like they were just trying to hide it from us to keep us hyped. It can be they were trying to pull one over on us.
And the fandom's already so fickle and divided anyway. That's that's why I just wait. I mean, if you guys want to talk about it, I'll talk about it, but I'm not really like, especially with Kenobi, man. That's only this many episodes. I don't want a
6-hour feature-length film.
It's a whole movie trilogy.
I don't
want a
whole
movie trilogy.
Give myself
2-episode beginning, 2-episode body, 2-episode conclusion.
And I know that there's gonna, I know the trailers on that shit are going to be like they're gonna risk my $100 immediately because they're gonna put some stuff out there to clickbait us. I know they are. Because
I'm terrified, actually.
The fandom is already so like that they don't like. All they have to do is whisper of something in a trailer, and it's viral.
I'm like a 16-year-old racked up on a fucking ball of cocaine waiting for Kenobi, and somebody says something, I'm like, what?
One thing,
dude. One wrong trailer could send the fandom through like a wormhole, man.
They love that though.
We'll never financially recover from this.
I mean, it's like I said, I think
was that a Tiger Joe quote?
It was.
Yeah.
But like seriously, people are gonna spend money on subscription base, and then if it's just like, I don't know, man, this Kenobi stuff, like you thought the sequels were divisive, like Hayden coming back and all, like
See, I think this is Hayden's. I think this is Hayden walking back in. I can't find a good sports metaphor with my tired brain, but this is his triumphant return, man. I am so pumped for Hayden.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about
Me
Peyton walking
too.
onto the Broncos field, and the entire Denver Broncos like fan base just explodes.
It's like, I mean, God damn, I can't even come up with a life analogy. It is literally this dude's triumphant return after getting shit on for a decade.
Hell yeah.
Right? Like this guy literally
so weird to me.
Okay, I can come up, and this is, I don't know, this might be I don't know who's gonna get this reference, but this is Andy Dufresne crawling through a mile of shit.
Andy Dufresne?
And coming out clean on the other side, right? Like this
standing in the rain, just cleansing his body from the sewage.
That is Hayden right now, because he is finally getting the love that he deserves, right? And this is going to be his, I don't want to say swan song, but this is going to be his.
I think swan song's pretty good.
I'm so pumped for him. I'm so pumped for him because the fandom is going to lose their goddamn minds when they see him back in the armor and when they see him in Vader's.
Dude, I am going to weep. I'm going to weep like a child. It's gonna happen.
You're gonna weep like Star Wars Theory. That's
dude, it's legitimately gonna happen. Like, I did not get worked up about the Luke stuff. I was like hyped about the Luke stuff. Like,
you didn't cry about when Luke came back?
No. Well, no, because my adrenaline from him just whooping so much ass.
Oh my
God,
like, I died. I was
toward the end, like with the Grogu stuff. Yeah, a little bit. I was like in awe. I can't believe it's him. But the Anakin stuff is gonna be even more.
I legitimately, I started crying the second I saw the X-Wing. I went, holy shit, they're doing it. The second I saw the X-Wing, that's why I thought it was so funny when they went back and they did like the YouTubers' reactions, and you could see like how long it took for people to get there. The second I saw that X-Wing, Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni, and Peyton and I, we all just like mind melded together, and I'm like, oh, this is the moment. And it happened. I'm like,
dude, the whole time I legit thought it was Ahsoka. Even like the black and white screen when
in the X-Wing doesn't make any.
But I mean, like,
what like 600 calculations in my brain.
But we don't know the state of the universe.
No, but I know Dave Filoni. I know Dave Filoni, and I know Jon Favreau, and that is the only thing that made sense at that time. The only thing.
Well, and Ahsoka had just already cut bait, so it's not like she was palling around with them and had
she's such a plan.
And people are like, "Oh, it's going to be Plo Koon," and I'm like, "Plo Koon ain't flying no fucking X-wing. Where did he get a fucking X-wing?" No. I knew it was Luke. There was a red stripe on the nose cone that I caught in a 0.05 second flash, and when nobody answered, it was like, "Holy shit, this is happening!" And I just went, just fucking lost it, man.
It's going to be interesting. I mean, like I said, I don't want to. I feel like to be true to myself, to be the fan that I am, I gotta wait, because there's 6 hours of that, and I want every bit of that to be special, because this is going to be something that is never going to happen again. Right? This show
is a big moment, dude.
This show is one of a kind. I mean, don't get me wrong. I am pumped for Ahsoka. I can't wait to see how Dave illustrates his character in her own show. I'm very excited. You guys know I'm a junkie, but for me, this is a very, very, very unique moment that fans have been waiting for 44 years. And this is something that I don't want to waste a minute of that watching it in a trailer somewhere. I want to wait. I don't want to see leaks. I don't want to get behind that, because look, man, what would have happened if a trailer would have shown a green tip saber, or a leak would have come out that it's Luke, right? How would that have ruined it for you guys? It still would have been awesome. But would you have had that chin draping moment, that teary moment? I don't think so.
Not a chance.
Did they do it with Mandalorian?
What do you mean?
Did they do that with Mandalorian?
Well, that's
did they leak a green tip saber? Did they leak anything about Luke? Like, no.
Use any reference to that but that's the only reference I can use in time right now. So for me, if I see something that happens on a trailer, man, it could just bum me out. Right? I don't want to ruin a second of this because we're only going to get that. This is only going to happen one time. Right? We're not going to get Vader Kenobi. We're not going to get Kenobi's story of all of that. It's for me, it's too big a moment. I'll watch every other trailer, but
I don't think they're gonna fuck it up, man. And honestly, I would rather take that little micro dose of LSD and watch that trailer and be high for like 2 months. You know what I mean? Like I want to be high for like 2 months. Just fucking, oh my God, it's actually real, because we've been talking about this thing forever. And then just to see maybe even just like a teaser, 15-second teaser. I'm buzzing on that. I'm buzzing on it for days. I'm listening to Star Wars music and I'm like, oh fuck, like what's gonna happen here? What's gonna happen here? And my brain goes crazy with speculations and I'm fucking pumped and I'm stoked. And I don't think any trailer that they could put out is gonna ruin that for me. Even I mean, like look at Revenge of the Sith. When that trailer came out, guess what they did? They ruined the whole fucking movie. They came out with a video game before the movie came out.
Yeah,
that told the entire like.
I remember that,
and it sucked because I knew the end of the movie before I got in the theater.
Still loved it to death,
and it sucked because I walked into the theater knowing what I was going to see.
Maybe
and
it's
I was
because
like,
I was a kid,
and it was like, yeah, I mean, what Revenge of the Sith was what 2000? What was it? 90? When was it?
So there was 99, 02, and 05.
Okay, so I was at the opening of all of those as a drunk adult, and I went into the last one super
drunk adult. No wonder you were pissed off. You were drunk.
And, well, yeah, because my asshole friend, I was like buzzing at dinner, and he goes, "Oh, I just finished the game," and he literally says it, and I'm like, "Really? We're on our way to the theater right now."
I mean, we also kind of knew what was going to happen.
We kind of knew, but you didn't know how.
Right?
You didn't know the scene that they were going to put it in context with. It just like I said, for me, that and that's where it stems from. Is like you ruined something that I was like, oh, I was buzzing for, like you said, and then to get that leak, spoiler, trailer, something that puts it in a weird way, it just kind of throws it off for me. So, like I said, watch the trailers. I'm pumped for it, but I think Kenobi's one I'm not gonna buckle. I think that's one show I gotta wait for, because I think this is probably the biggest thing Star Wars will do maybe this decade, because I think this
I'll give it the old college try. I'm not gonna lie, like I'm gonna hold off for as long as possible, but if something leaks or something comes out, like I'm going as far down that rabbit hole as I can before it comes out. Like it's just I'm there, I'm in the culture now, like
100%.
Gotta know it.
Well, we put in 2 hours, boys. We can really quickly, if you want to. We got 7 minutes. Let's run over the Matrix trailer real quick. What did you guys think? Did you watch it?
Seen it.
Oh, that's right.
I liked some of it. Some of it was different. I'm worried about all these remakes. I don't know. It's
100%.
tough. I wouldn't want to remake anything personally.
Yeah, we don't have to talk about it. Obsession, if you don't want to talk about it.
Honestly, it doesn't bother me. It's brilliant that Keanu's coming back. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Number one, no recast. Big point in the positive direction. Number two,
Morpheus got
recast. That's okay, because Neo was really the chosen one, and that character shouldn't change through all of the times it happened. But Morpheus's essence can change. Whatever, no big. That isn't really a big deal to me. But Keanu coming back, that's a big deal. That's a big deal, and I think that was smart to bring him back. Is it a remake or is it an extension?
I think it's an extension.
So it's a sequel.
Yeah, it kind of looks
I
that
heard
way.
It's going to be really meta, and I hope that it is. Like,
you remember how they kind of redid
movies.
A New Hope for Force Awakens? It's going to basically be like that, is what it looks like. So,
but
yeah,
in
Neo's
this
back.
Universe, it plays better because the Matrix is a simulation of living, and it's just another, so
what is
I'm hyped, but it does look like a remake.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to see what it looks like. I mean, if it's a complete remake, and we'll see. But if it's an extension or a sequel to the Matrix, I'm down for that shit. Right?
Once Resurrections is the title. It is 100% a continuation of that storyline.
And I am down for that, because when we last left the dude, he was flying and like Jedi, completely Jedi, right?
Yep.
Like,
believe me, that shit continues. For
right?
sure.
If you haven't seen the trailer, don't watch it, I guess.
I mean, for the Matrix, like X-Wing said, I could give a shit about everything else in the universe, Marvel, and that stuff. I'll watch it. But for me,
don't bother me.
I think Kenobi's the one. I just have to draw the line there because I am so excited. But for the Matrix, I'll absolutely watch it. I'll let you guys know what I think. But I can get behind that. I like the original stuff. A lot of people didn't like the first three. So yeah, I'm behind it. I want to see it, and I like Keanu as. See, here's the thing: I like Keanu more now than when he was doing the original Matrix trilogy, because he's so much better a martial artist now and a weapons handler, and with all the training he's gone through, like he was
crazy.
He was badass then, getting all that training in and doing all that stuff. Now that he's taken all this, jujitsu and all this gun jitsu and all this other stuff, that he has adapted his fighting style on camera. But if you don't know Keanu Reeves, he's legit jujitsu guy. Like he trains legit.
Dude, him in 3-gun. If you've ever seen him in a video with 3-gun, which is AR platform, shotgun, and pistol, the guy is absolutely insane.
Well, but I could go on John Wick for hours, because Keanu Reeves is such a boss when it came to learning how to reload weapons. And the one thing, if you're into marksmanship, is slow is smooth, smooth is fast, and reloads are key. That dude reloads a gun in those movies better than most special forces guys I know. Like his hand-eye coordination is just with a weapon. It's ridiculous, right? And he is a badass. So I'm looking forward to an old man Keanu putting that stuff on screen in the Matrix. That stuff's going to be even baller than the stuff, because he was young and just getting into martial arts in that phase.
100%, man. I'm down. I think it's going to be legit.
Yeah.
All
and
right,
he brings everything.
Well, anybody who's in the chat right now who hasn't already, please go find our good friend of the channel, Hawks Holocrons, and subscribe to that motherfucker. Look, he's got some awesome stuff on Instagram as well. If you guys are into crystals or anything like that, the stuff this guy creates is just gorgeous. And I should have never shown anything. I should never have shown anything to my fiance, because it's over for me. So thank you for that, you jerk.
Hey, I appreciate it.
Big
That's my
girl.
bread and butter.
So yeah, go check it out. I know you were talking about some stuff maybe going on with you purify them, kyber crystals.
Yeah. Eventually, long term, wire wraps are gonna start getting more nerdy. It's like a craft, so like anything, you gotta learn it. But I am gonna build kyber crystal harnesses similar to the one that Luke had in his hut. So that's the big thing that I'm kind of developing designs for right now.
Killer.
Yeah, man. Check me out. Instagram.
It's gonna be awesome. Well, as always, I appreciate you coming by, filling in a spot that didn't need to be filled.
Anytime.
We got Mr. Obsession back. I'm so stoked that you made it, man. I think that's pretty much it for the council. We made 2 hours. So you guys got anything you want to say before you go?
Hashtag Ben Solo lives. Dude, craziest thing. Like the KOTOR,
say that shit at the beginning of the stream when the nerds are here, please.
I will. But literally, like the KOTOR remake, and now I saw a guy online. He's like, the possibilities. They could change canon.
God. Oh God.
Anyways, Ben Solo.
Yeah. All right. Obsession, anything you want to say before you go?
No, I'm gonna end on a positive note the way I came in. Damn it.
You got another popsicle?
No, I'm gonna go get another popsicle when we're out of this. I'm a fat boy with a big appetite. So
me too, girl.
No, I'm gonna take it on the lighter side of things for a minute. Take care of the people around you. Life is very short. We don't always get our goodbyes. We don't always get our perfect timing to crack a beer. We don't always get our goodbyes. We don't always get to say and see the people we love before they go. So treasure the people you have in your life now before it's too late. Mend those wounds. Reach out to people you haven't reached out to for whatever the bullshit is in life. It's too short. And try to stay up, because the world is not an easy place.
It can certainly be rough. And with that, I will give my final remarks. Thank you, everybody who's here tonight. I raise a glass to you. I love my community. I love everybody that's here every single night. Thank you guys so much. Remember, the most important thing in life before family, before work, before anything is always going to be Star Wars. You guys, I'm not kidding. Kind of. Cheers to you. Cheers to me. Have a good night. I love you all. May the force be with you always.